A software is a piece of program and other operating system information used by the computer hardware. My name is Dara and this is Tech Explained. Today on Tech Explained, I'll be talking about free software, paid software, and where to get this stuff. Maybe not where to get them. Okay, so on our computers every day we use different kind of software. In this video I'll be using software apps interchangeably. They basically mean the same thing: apps or software apps. So a software, as I defined earlier, is a piece of program plus operating system information used by the computer hardware to perform some tasks. And if you remember, in the first video in this series, I explained that a computer is a hardware that performs instructions based on some custom programs. These programs are software. Now, when you install your operating system, or maybe not even the one that installed it, that operating system is actually a bunch of softwares. For example, you have your task manager. If you're on a Mac, I think they call it monitor or whatever. So I'll be using Windows in this scenario. Maybe sometime I'll use the Mac as an example also. So on the Windows operating system, you have apps that you use, some free, some paid. Most of the apps I use on my PC are actually paid, except the browsers and utility software that come with some of the hardware I use. So what is the main difference between a free and a paid software? The free software is that app that is made available to you to use for free by whoever created that software. A popular example would be the browsers we use: the Google Chromes, Microsoft Edge, the Firefox, and all sort of browsers. Maybe VLC media player. I'm just looking at it here. The software I use to stream is actually free, and some recording software I use, of course, some of them are also paid. So that software is made available to you for free. Now, free means the person who made it and published that app, the legal owner of that software, made it free for you, not those apps you download from crack website or torrent websites. Get that difference? So free means it is made to you, available to you for free from the person who created that app, not apps you get through torrent. So you can say you got Photoshop for free. I can bet you Photoshop is not free. It's probably gotten from an illegal source. So basically what happens is when you use free software that is not coming from the manufacturer as free, what happens is there's a sort of backdoor into that application. And what happens is that this person that created this backdoor could have access to your systems. So what basically happens is that sort of crack software that you install will be utilizing your PC resources, or maybe even using your computer to mine Bitcoin or do whatever sort of stuff. What happens is that you're compromising your computer when you use free software. No, not free software. Free software. Free with a question. And of course, if you use paid software, it means you're guaranteed by the manufacturer of that software that it is supposed to do what is in the agreeable terms that the software will do. For example, I use some recording software that are paid. I use my word processing software and some other things here. I pay for on an annual subscription. And when I have problems, I'm able to go back to the producer and say, hey, this software is not working like it should. Fix it for me, because I paid for it. And of course, can do so to some free software also. But where you have free software, what happens is that you are not able to complain to anybody that something is not working fine. And in that case, you're left all by yourself to figure out your problem. Maybe even your computer might crash in the process of using this free software. So the main purpose of the video in this series is to let you know that free software ain't good for you. If you're using a free software, make sure it is actually made available to you for free from the manufacturer, or you get the paid license for it. Yeah, some software are pretty expensive, I admit that, but some of these manufacturers, these producers, these software developers, they have like a sort of discount plan for some group of people that use them. For example, some of the paid apps on my system that I use some of them for free because I have this sort of relationship with them to be able to use that software to make stuff and not really advertise, but to be able to tell people about it, to evangelize the software. Nah, I think I kind of lost my train of thought, but I think you sort of get the point of what I'm trying to say about free and paid software. Um, so before you use a software, what you should ensure is that it is free or paid. So if it's free, make sure it is really free, and if it's paid, make sure it's supposed to conform. So most times, the paid software you use are made available to you through a sort of trial, so you can test it out before you actually go ahead and pay for it. But sometimes, if the maker of that software is sure it's gonna work, maybe they wouldn't have a trial. But most of the software available that are actually really good, they have maybe a 7 day trial, a 14-day trial, or maybe even a 1 month trial. So you should consider all that. Now, let me tell you when you use free software, the disadvantages of that. Let's say, for example, I finish working uh, in a month and I don't get paid. I will be angry, right? You would be angry. So this is what happens when we use crack and free software. What happens is someone's labor is not being rewarded. They say time is money. Such a person would have spent time and money and resources making the software available, and the person is not getting a reward for their time. Well, I hope I've been able to share some insight with you about software today and why it's not good to use free software. If you want to use free as in free, not free with a question. And if you want to use paid software, be sure it's going to do what the manufacturer says it will do for you. And also, try, if you're getting a paid software, get it from the authorized sources. So, some manufacturers have retailers across countries. Some of them sell directly through their websites. Just try to get your software from the hmm, verifiable source. Yeah, so thank you for watching this episode of Tech Explain. I remain Dara Oladapo. Peace.